Let me start off from this video of apologizing for the delay of me talking about Chromacopia by Tyler the Creator. I just been very busy and I thought I could get this up immediately, but just haven't had the time to actually sit down to make a recording audio for it, and probably gonna be publishing this sometime around this weekend, somewhere around Saturday or Sunday. So let's see when my lazy ass can finally, do it. But nonetheless, going into this album, before I even talk about anything, the hype behind everything was just astonishing to me. I already bought a Tyler the Creator concert ticket, and I'm so ready to experience his concert. Like, I have always wanted to go to a Tyler the Creator concert and feel that experience of him just being there and performing the songs that he has. And let me tell you something with Tyler. He has come a long way when he comes to his passion in creating the music and everything. And let me tell you, this and all of them is just another step, just adding more credibility of his artistry and his craft. Like, this man is able to just keep making hits after hits with, excuse me, with Flyboy to now. Even though I consider Cherry Bomb to be a good album, it's one of the most experimental albums ever. But love it or hate it, without that project, we wouldn't have good production, good full, solid, lengthy creative projects that Tyler has been creating since now. This man is on his greatest run of all time. Like, the later of an artist's career starts to decline, Tyler is just climbing up. There has been a lot of talks about Tyler being in the big three, so that's probably going to be its separate own video when I do have the time to make it. But I can see Tyler being a good option to replace the big three of of all hip hop in general, man. Because his music is just, it's just always there, man. And how I feel about this is more so of him being more self-aware and mature of everything to this point. This man is like, what, 30 something years old, and the subject matter of what he's talking about is serious but unserious at the same time. It has that little Tyler the Creator signature all over it through the beginning and end. And he has recently released a production of Chromacopia of a 6 to 7 minute video of him just creating different sounds and everything with the catchier songs and all that. And just watching it just makes me enjoy the project even more. Like, I have been listening to this album for almost a month straight. Yes, I do skip around. I have two different experiences when it comes to listening to Tyler. I either play the catchier songs in this project, or I listen to the whole thing beginning to end. That's literally how I listen to Tyler. It's either I've listened to his catchier songs or whatever, and then I will listen through the whole project, because listening to all his projects beginning to end just takes you to this immersive journey, or this experience that you can envision of what he's trying to get you captivated towards to. And that's what he is so good at doing, man. And whatever version you want to listen to Tyler, whether it be his early edgier shit to more of a melodic soundful soulful sound, to becoming more hip hoppy and rap, to getting more so of mature in the subject matter. I've been off the internet for a while. I'll probably talk about that maybe sometime ever. But I realized, with getting into listening to a project and putting your opinions out, it's great to not listen to anybody else's opinion, because people have some mixed receptions of this album, which I really don't give a fuck about, because my opinion really matters at the end of the day. I ain't gonna hold you on that. But anyways, this project just feels like a more mature album that Tyler has ever put out. If I had to list another mature album, it will just probably be Call Me If You Get Lost, but more so of the second half to the last of the estate sale and everything. And whenever I was finished listening to it, I was going back to Call Me If You Get Lost because of the music video, Sorry Not Sorry, because I noticed in the music video of the person that was wearing that same green coat and everything and all that, it's the same one that Tyler put out with the Saint Chroma, minute and a half music video from the first song of the album. And I'm like, I can really see the similarities. And I'm thinking, in my head, like he's been eluding this since Call Me If You Get Lost, if you really think about it, because this is not someone that Tyler is playing. This is not no character that Tyler is playing. He's literally himself. And I guess that's what the music video was alluding to, because he killed every single one of his personalities, his persona, and all we have now is a base Tyler, probably a more mature next step to the next journey of his life in his career, Tyler. And throughout the 3 year gap, I'm not counting the estate sale because that's technically a deluxe, but counting from the 3 year gap of that, and now there has been a lot more change into his personal life, and there's a lot change musically and more stuff that he has added into this project. Like you can definitely hear the difference between Call Me If You Get Lost and Chromacopia, two different things. But that end of that song was alluding something to another era that Tyler was going to bring, and that he has delivered in a more serious subject matter. It has like, it reminds me a lot more of like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick. Like it kind of reminds me of that because it does have some serious targets that Tyler does allude to. And what's more impressive, when he puts out Noise, which isn't really something to be catchy, but it just somehow just cultivated me a whole lot when I listened to it. But man, this is a well-rounded, respected album that I'm so glad that Tyler has released. And man, I'm telling you, I'm still go back to it every single time, even to play the catchier songs or just like sit down to listen to the more monolic, soulful, like deep messaging meaning of these songs, man. So yeah, overall, I think this is the best album of the 2024. Like I did not know this man was going to release an album, and I feel like I just contradict myself with just like making the video of like, Grammy fucking potential awards. Like this is the album of the year. This is like the literally the top 3 best album of the year contenders, man. You cannot tell me that every time Tyler just puts out music it's bad. No, it's always on par and it's always on the level, and you can tell that this man just keeps pushing the boundaries of how he wants to sound, add, and all that stuff. Like he handles his music with love and care. Like literally, I went through all the songs, looked through all the verses, looked through all the people that has been collaborating. Like even with collabs that I didn't think that fucking was possible, that he would just add and maybe just a snippet, an ad lib and stuff like that. I'm just like, dude, that's wow, that's pretty impressive. Like all around, this is a really good, mature album that Tyler has put out, and I can't wait to see what more he's going to be releasing, either if it's going to be more songs, collabs, or, just another project in the nearest future time. But yeah, this project has been something I've been waiting for a long time. I really wanted something more from Tyler, and I wanted to know like so far so much of like when I ended the video of like him being himself. It's like, what is Tyler gonna be next project? What is he gonna sound for his next project? And all the themes that I didn't think that he would touch upon at all. Really, he just brought that back in a more, not in a bad way, but a more good, reflective, retrospective, um, perception on things. But yeah, other than that, let's talk about the music. Let's talk about every single song in this album from start to finish, man. So we got like the first one, Saint Chroma. I really love the beginning of the dialogue with his mother, and I think that's just a really common theme all around in this album, that his mother does have the time, does bring some dialogue from there and there, giving some advice to Tyler or what she expects out of him and stuff like that. I do love that in the beginning, to not dimming his light for no one and anybody like that. And I love that. I love how this is a more deeper personal album, that he included his own mother into his project. And I think that's just very nice and touchful and really sweet on that, to, including your family matters more important as your mother out of all people. I just thought that was just really nice of him of doing that. And her about not dimming your light to no one, it just brings to the message of me and what he's bringing in this album, of just being yourself and not really doing anything for nobody. Just be yourself, love yourself, all that stuff. That's more so like recurring theme of this project, of what I feel every time I listen to it. When I finish listening to it, I just want to listen to it all over again. But yeah, the stepping just felt so mesmerizing, and the sorry, the soulful vocal background performances was really euphoric to me. Like I really love Denzel Caesar's feature into this, man. It just sounds really nice with those two collaborating, and the switch up just felt so satisfying because it just felt like there was something like that was leading up to something big. And I'm so glad that switch up just catches, like for me, it just catches me off guard a little bit, but it just sounds so satisfying to like hear that build up to switch, and it's just really satisfying. Like I don't know, it just clicks so good. I don't know why, but because of the first of the song, it's just like, man, can you feel that light? Can you feel that fire? I don't know if it's like the fire within yourself or around you, but yeah, this is again a good first start into the project, with that being the first single that he has released, and for that being the beginning of the album. Oh man, it's only a matter of like what's coming after that. And the Ratatata, I love it so much, man. It just continues on with that same feeling with Saint Chroma of like being more of a hardest and like a braggadocious beat that he put on here, and I love it so much. It reminds me of a similar project that he did. I don't know if it was like Corsa or something, but it was just like that, but just like it's just like times 10, dude. It's just so hard, and I'd be putting the bass on when I have that shit on aux, man. And it's just such a seamless, it's just so seamless with that and with Saint Chroma. And I do love the little Kendrick Lamar verse about him being the biggest after Kenny. That is some true fucking shit, because after the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, like there was no more buzz besides, Tyler. Now it's all about Tyler now, and I'm pretty sure in the next couple months it's going to be all Tyler, and I love it so much. And I love the transition between that and Noid being Paranoid, which also is my favorite song that he put out. And I feel like this is like a really good single that he has put out, because the beginning just sounds really fucking dope. I love the guitar and the drum elements that he has put on here. Like I haven't heard more instruments than what Tyler has put on in all his projects, man. I don't think I well, maybe if you can give like Kanye or well Kenny with his money on that, but like with Tyler, he just adds so many different elements, and him being with Paranoid with his fame, and that can be either a good or a bad thing, and the music video just ties in so well with the song and behind him, with him what really wants to keep his life private, and like the long pauses between the backgrounds are just so good for me. Like I love how it's just like I don't know, like he makes it sound like without any verses or anything, the background vocals just to help that long pause in between just sounds so nice to me. It doesn't all have to be just verses and verses and verses. It can take like a break or two to add some background vocals, and it just sounds really good overall, man. It's just really nice to help that filled in. And the switches up with like a heavenly sound like at the end with the piano, really great stuff. I love when Tyler just puts anything piano related into his music, because you know that he's hitting those notes really good. And with that to like it seems like a really like an instant transition with Darling I just love like the more poppy feeling type of beat that it has, and like the Darling I keep falling in love verse is so fucking catchy, man. And the Tizo feature was really surprising to me, that with a feature like that really works in this record, and I just love it. All in all, it's just really catchy, and it's just more so with him like falling in love. He can't commit. He just wants to fall in love with whoever, but the only thing that can fill up this love is the Grammys, man. Grammys. Hey Jane is really like, I feel like the pinnacle of like the more seriousness that Tyler's going to be talking about. With this one, it was really great because I listened to this in different ways, but I just love it together, of like how it sounds and how versatile his verses are to play literally both perspectives of an unexpected pregnancy. And he was just really nice and genuine when he talks about it, and like the beat overall and the sound production is just really so nice and calm and just really smooth overall. And I just love how it just wasn't really an aggressive thing of like the matter of how he was talking in both perspectives. It was just like a, man, damn, like we're having this pregnancy, we didn't even get to know each other that well, and damn, I'm not ready to be a father, but like if you're ready, I'm ready, and whatever you want to do, it's cool with me too, basically of that. And I'm really like, surprised at that takes like a lot to address such matters like that in this day and age, because some people are just like freaking out, but him just explains it in a more nice and genuine way, and to bring, I guess, some comfort into both parties in that way. And I gotta give Tyler respect on that. I Like You is a really good one. It has really nice guitars in the beginning, and it's mostly drums. And I feel like I haven't listened to that much with Tyler's stuff. When he adds drums, it's not abundance of amount than it is here, and it's really welcoming. I do love the when he does be on the drums and everything. And it was just clever. Like I don't know. I think I heard something about a person that made a song about talking about their hair, but also talking about something else with referencing their hair. And that's what he's talking about too. That he's talking about not only that his hair, but also his heritage too. And midway he ends, his vocals are just really so angelic, and I love it. And the subject matter with just him with his dad, but not talking about how bad he is in a way with bastard and goblin and all that stuff. It's just more so of like, yeah, my dad left and whatever, whatever. But it's just like whatever in that case. Not really in a more negative way. That's not how I took it. Judge Judy is I don't know. Judge Judy seems like a more deeper, more personal than like Dogtooth, because it's just like a really nice really, it's like a really nice song. I love the instrumentals, and it's like really great in the end, and I love the guitar that he put on here, like guitar elements. And with this one, it's just really giving me about like, hey, he ain't judging about anything, and it's anything at all, and especially with the freaky sex. I'm just like, damn, dude, he ain't judging about no one about nothing. But that's some real shit right there, because people are so quick to judge about anything. But him, he don't even give a fuck. So Tyler, props to Tyler for keeping it real on that track. My favorite one is Sticky. Listen, y'all knew like this was coming, because Sticky was automatically one of the more catchier songs in this project because of the verses from Lil Wayne, Sexy Red, and his surprisingly Gorilla. I love the whistling in the beginning, and when he said, "I don't give a fuck about your pronouns. I'm that N word and that bitch," and I'm just like, man, that's just fucking classic Tyler right there, man. That's just some funny fucking line that only he would say. And I do love Gorilla's verse in the opening was really good, and then following along with like Tyler's verse about bragging and being all jacks of all trades. And that's true, because if you look again of his discography, Tyler is just everywhere, and he could just make it work, and that's just really good to see with him, because that's some true shit about Tyler, because he can literally tackle any like genre of music and make it in his own way and be really good at it. I love Sexy Red's verse, fighting for D or whatever. I don't know, but it's just like with her verse, I'm just like, all right, sexy getting that. She killing that verse. Wayne's verse is also good too, but I'm pretty sure there's like more in depth within his verse. I don't know if he was referencing or calling out someone in some way, but Lil Wayne on Tyler Creator Project is kind of unstoppable right there. Tyler wrapped everything around him really nice in his verse. Like beat is like so fucking hard as fuck. And again, I really love how he used this piano and trumpets too. It's just really good, and it just pops off really well with the beat. And I feel like it just gets louder and louder. I don't know if it's like a me thing, but it's definitely what I'm just hearing whenever I listen to the song over and over. Take Your Mask Off. I feel like it's a more more of like himself, like taking your mask off and just being one with yourself, being more honest with yourself. And I love how soulful it is, and I love this tone and beat that he's using on here to be more calm and relaxing in a way. Just like, hey, take your mask off, it's okay, you shouldn't need to be worried about no one, be honest with yourself. And I love, excuse me, and I love how he just delivers that message in that way. And tomorrow, it's this one I feel so connected to, because this one I feel like tomorrow has like this notion of, with this song, I feel like it's something like with Tyler, of him not having direction with his life, and he doesn't want no one to really worry about him or anything of what he should do, and he just wants his timing to worry about the things tomorrow, like not for people's worries about him should worry about tomorrow. And maybe he's just signaling that he's just delaying some things or pushing things back because he doesn't know all well. Like with this one, this is when his mother was talking about that he wants grandchildren, or when he's gonna give him grandchildren, when's he gonna give her grandchildren. And it's just like one of those conversations of like, I don't know what to do in my life. I don't know what I should do. I don't know how to do things. And it's just like this expectations you want, that people want out of you. It's just like, don't worry about me. Just, I'll worry about all that, tomorrow. And it's just him with seeing people that around him getting married and kids and all that stuff. And I feel like this is the most vulnerable song that I have heard in a while from Tyler, that he's just being so honest with himself and like, man, I'm not really in the right, timing for this, and I feel like I should do things in my own way and not really, push for the exception of what people want from me. You know, I feel like this one's more vulnerable in this project, and I gotta cut Tyler again for that. Just keeping it real of how he's feeling. Thought I Was Dead, really fucking catchy. The instrumentals was just like the best of this, man. Like this is like my favorite instrumental song from Tyler, especially with those fucking trumpets and everything. Just pops off really well. I do love the really braggadocious, catchy, like aesthetic song that he was going for here, especially with the white boy verse. It was like, white boy making this shit, y'all mad at me, you can suck my dick. Like that verse hits every fucking time, man. I love that. And I do love Schoolboy's Q's verse. It is really nice and welcoming, man. I do love his verse every single time, man. I haven't heard like Schoolboy Q like fully of his independent artistry, but it's just like that verse just really catches me, and I love it so much. So that might be my ticket away to like listening to Schoolboy Q potentially in the near future in that way. Like him, it's really good, man. I do love the piano in the beginning, and I love the build up, and it was just really nice. And I feel more so with this one, it's just him being, I guess, insecure of him being compared to people that he's supposed to be, like his dad or his friends or his colleagues, and to having him step up to people's crazy expectations, it's just really bonkers. And it's just like, he really shouldn't be like that. He shouldn't be like him. He should be himself, like tying with this theme of how he wants to be on his own person and everything. Balloon, I ain't gonna lie, guys, Balloon was kind of like misplaced in this rotation, because I feel like that, like him was such a like another vulnerable song that like Balloon is just like, it's good, but it really shouldn't be placed in that way. I feel like it should just been, swapped out for like either with Thought I Was Dead to Balloon or something like that. But I don't know. For some reason, it just sounds right for the transition, but it also doesn't sound right at the same time. I don't know. It's just like the way you can hear about it. I don't know, but Balloon is not bad either. He doesn't regret any has no regrets. He doesn't really need anybody, and he wants people, to get off his dick. Is what I'm feeling from this record right here. And I do love Dochi. I haven't listened to her full mixtape yet that she has put out with Alligator Bites the Dust, but I do know a couple of her songs. And she's a really catchy artist that has a lot of potential coming up into the game on her own. And for her verses were just so out of pocket, and I love it so much, man. I love how out of pocket that this girl can be, and I'm so glad to see these two actually collab together. So it was just really nice. I enjoyed the beats in the background, the vocal performances on everybody here. Did an amazing job on the build up. It's just really nice, especially at the end. So yeah, this one is actually a good record, but it's just, again, some listens I feel like it's misplaced, and some other listens I feel like, you know what, it's okay just being where it is right there. And then finally, another favorite, I Hope You Find Your Way Home. This one is just such a amazing close off, and a send off to, you know, throughout this journey that you are immersing yourself to with Tyler. And it's just like, hey guys, like this is how I feel about my life, like feeling like a retrospective in a way. And the rest of the half is just like such amazing piano instrumental that he's just played out for like the second half of the song, and I just love it so much. I love listening to the ending the most, like most of all, and just the end being Chromacopia, stuff like that, man. And man, that just gets me going to listening the whole album again. Like, I don't know why. It's just something about that song of how it ends and how it retrospecting feeling that it has is just like, hey guys, this is now over. This is now how I'm finally feeling and all that. And again, looking back on everything and just moving forward. I just love it. I love it beginning to end. I love how, again, this is just more so of a personal song, a more so of like being more vulnerable and being more aware socially, emotionally, mentally, and physically about everything that's been happening to his life. And this is great. I feel like this is his most best and most personal body of work that he has ever put out in a while. And, but there could be a whole lot more, but this experience and like this immersiveness that he has introduced us is overall the more welcoming, because I feel like this is a more so of like the effect that Kendrick has put out with when he did Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And it's just like, dude, more songs, so more albums should be really just personal like this, because not everybody has the gullibleness to talk about their issues and all that stuff in the more and more so in a more artistical way, you know. It's just really good beginning to end, man. I feel like it deserves all the roses, all the love, and everything that gets behind it. And for this being, the most anticipated album that he has put out in a while, it's just, you know what, all that is worth it. All that was just so worth the wait, man. That, you know 3 year gap between the two is really worth it, and it just really shows you how far has Tyler come, more mature as a person, and how he is with his artistic craft. And this is the best album ever released so far, man. We still got a couple more projects, but this one has literally stepped up and say, hey, this is the album of the year contender right here. And yeah, 10 out of 10 album in my opinion. This is another classic Tyler album that just again puts you on this immersive world that he's introducing yourself to. So yeah, guys, that's what I think about this album. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment sections. If not, that's AK with me. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sadigos339, and I hope you all have a wonderful morning, night, day, evening, whatever the occasion is. Take care, stay safe, and all that good jazz. But anyways, guys, later.